Hey guys, welcome to another episode of WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week, our WoW events are Trial of Style is going on from August 31st to September 4th. PvP Brawl, Arathi Blizzard will be this week. Also, there will be the Time Walking. It's going to be Myst of Pandaria. And Dirkmoon Fair starts up on September 6th. So that's more near the end of the week, but still falls into it. So not a bad week for events. Trial of Style is pretty cool to do every so often. The brawls are pretty cool. Time Walking is, if you don't have Infinite Time Reaver, Time Walking is basically like a farm week. And also good for leveling if you have characters that are above that level. For MOP, you will want your characters to be 91. 91 will be the requirement to enter them. Okay, so as for accomplishments, things I did this week. I got my Void Elf Hunter to 110, which was the goal, because 110 is what ignites the Heritage Set quest, and then upon completion, you get your achievement for hitting 110. So I did that. Also got that same thing done on my Volpera. So that was really nice. I got 2 allied races caught up. I have a priest that is really close to that same thing getting done, so maybe next week. The priest is 105 right now, and really she's the only one close. The next allied race is like level 60, so it'll be a bit. But yeah, I was really happy to get that done. That's been one of my biggest goals through this level buff that we have. So yeah. So I'm kind of now at the point where anything else that gets done through it, I'm pretty happy. I wanted to get at least some of it done before they do the level squish. Mainly, the reasons are my personal reasons. I just wanted to know that I leveled the characters the way they were intended to be leveled, getting to 110. And also, on the topic of leveling, myself and the guildies decided to do a night of leveling our Dark Iron Dwarfs. And so I got that done. I was level 79 and my paladin is now 83. So not a whole lot done. Honestly, that was because of our, dungeon issues for that night. So basically, I had to start putting us into BC dungeons because we all kind of despise Oculus, and I'd already done Oculus, so there were no quests in there for us either. And for whatever reason, we kept getting Oculus, and us leaving gave a deserter buff, and yeah, it that sucked. And then the next time we queued up, it was Oculus again. And yeah, so I had to swap it to BC for us to stop getting the Oculus dungeon. For those that have never been in Oculus, the biggest reason I despise it is because it's just horrible for leveling. Even if you have a quest in there, it's slow moving. The dungeon itself is easy to do, but the way it's done just feels like forever. So I tend to like to just avoid that. Plus, you only get one quest, and I like having, at least a couple quests. Most dungeons you'll get like 2 or 3. So, yeah. Mount-wise, it wasn't the best week on stream. It's funny, most of the mounts that I actually loot are never during the mount streams. Yeah. Some have been, don't get me wrong there, but, but a lot of them end up getting looted off of stream. So the mount I looted this week was the one you get from Pathrunner and WoD. So that was cool. I still needed that one, and those are kind of rough farms. They average anywhere between, well, Pathrunner is like a 5 to 12 hour spawn timer. There's some they're like 12 to 48, and some go as high as 70. So they're not the easiest farmed ones, but I have 2 now. Okay, so here is what I set for goals last week. I almost forgot to add this into the video, but yeah, the goal was the Magar Orc from level 60 to 70. Did not even log on to that character, so that was a complete fail. I will try to get that done this week. And then level the Dark Iron Pally from 79 to 90. We did 79 to 83, so didn't get to 90, but at least I logged on and got some done. And yeah, so the Dark Iron Pally is not going to be a goal for this week, just because I am very certain that we're not going to do any leveling together this weekend. One of our guildies got some bad news, so they are out of town for a few days, and I have committed to 2 raids this weekend. So I won't be doing anything with anyone other than those raid groups for the weekend. So yeah. As for goals for this weekend, I think a good goal for me this week will be time walking. I'm going to want to do that. I want to take advantage of some of my higher level characters that aren't max level. So characters that are, say, between 110 and 120. I wouldn't mind dragging them in there, get them some levels. I can also farm the infinite time reaver while I'm at it. And yeah, so no specific character goals, but just get levels on any higher level character in time walking. So the goal will just be to do time walking. That'll be the easier way to say it, I guess. And that concludes our goals and progression. So let's move over to news now. Okay, so for retail and Shadowlands news, this is going to be quite a bit of info. There is quite a bit of news this week. So the first thing I thought I'd mention is on the topic of hunters. Last week I had mentioned some new hunter tames that were coming in, and there's been a couple I've mentioned in past weeks as well. And so I thought I would just give you guys some info regarding the Cloud Serpent tames. As you know, I've mentioned in a past video that we will be able to tame Elegon. Now, Elegon is just one of the many. So basically, what you're gonna need to do to be able to tame your serpents is, you guys may remember the cloud serpents that are out in Pandaria. You're gonna go there, and there is a book on the vendor. It's called How to School Your Serpent, and this is how you'll learn the ability to tame the cloud serpents. You do need to be exalted, and they are saying that you need to be exalted on that character. which is kind of weird because the book itself binds to the Blizzard account. But honestly, as weird as that is, I've seen many other things that are like that are character specific. And honestly, what I think it is I think it's that if it's gonna be something you pass over to another account, that you probably still need to have done it on the Hunter. Now, I feel pretty good about this one because Mystic Void, who I told you I had finished leveling to 110 this week, I took up jewel crafting because I have another Hunter that's been in the game since BC that took jewel crafting in Burning Crusade. And when I decided to make Mystic Void a Hunter, I decided, when I get her max leveled, I'll move my other Hunter to the Horde side, and then I'll have a max level Hunter with max level jewel crafting and, over on that side. So, because of that, I'd already been out there because I had to regain the rep in order to get the jewel crafting mounts. And I don't need the mounts because I made them on the original Hunter and all that, but I wanted to have the pattern in case anyone wanted me to craft them a mount. So I've done all this on a character that is Beast Mastery and would be taming, Cloud Serpents. So this is awesome. Now, on the topic of Beast Mastery, I am not totally sure if you do need to be a Beast Master. Just, Spirit Tamers have always been kind of thrown behind Beast Mastery, so it's a very high possibility you might, but that's something they haven't really specified on. But yeah, so I'm pretty caught up with that, so that makes me happy. As for you guys, if you haven't done it, it was a really easy farm, and this is the perfect week to actually tell you about the Cloud Serpent tames, because as I said earlier in the beginning of this video, it's time walking Mist of Pandaria, which means your rep will be the 50% increase. So yeah, if this is something that interests you, this is the week to actually go get that rep, because you'll have the increase through the time walking all week. Plus, on top of that, you could use your time walking badges to purchase some of this rep as well. So you could easily get your rep, no joke, exalted. Because I remember when I did this rep on Mystic Void, and this was before they added the perk of the time walking, just being able to have the 50% rep applied. And I didn't use any badges either. I just did things normally, and it was still really easy rep, and I had it really fast. You also get a good chunk of rep when you move on to different status, like friendly, honored, and all that. So yeah, I would highly suggest that if you're a hunter and interested in the Cloud Serpent tames. So that's the first piece of news. Just a little edit that I put in after recording the last piece of voice that you just heard on the Cloud Serpent stuff. I did go check it out to see if any character can obtain this book. And any character, as of PTR stands right now, any character can. So you wouldn't necessarily need to go regrind the rep like I mentioned earlier. Any character at the moment can go get the book. So if you are already exalted, you can just purchase it over there. It does bind to the account. Next up in news is the Arthas statue. This is in the Blizzard Gear Shop, and it costs $140 US. And they say they will start shipping them out on October 16th. Next up is a bunch of class changes. I'm going to do exactly what I did last week when I mentioned the class changes then. And we're just going to screenshot it. Feel free to pause the video at whichever one interests you. And you can just read through it. On the topic of these class changes, I'd also like to just remind you guys of the allied race change, where the reputation requirement will not be part of the unlock anymore. So that's not in effect yet, but that will be in effect in the pre-patch. So pre-patch is right around the corner. And yeah, so if you are, thinking of going after rep, don't. Soon you're not even going to need the rep requirement for that. So the only reason to really go after that rep would be if you haven't already on like your main character or something and you are after the rep achievement. And also the heritage set will unlock at level 50. Okay, so since we're on the topic of pre-patch stuff and all that, we did get confirmation on a Shadowlands release date, so that's going to be October 26th for NA, October 27th for EU. Still no word on the pre-patch date, but it's easy to guess it now that there is an actual release date on Shadowlands. We can take a pretty likely guess that pre-patch will appear at the end of September. Also, the Afterlives Bastion animated short was revealed. If you are part of our Discord, it is over in the Discord channel. I did pop it in there the day that they revealed it. And if you're not part of the Discord, I will have a link to the original video in the description, and you can just watch it from the Blizzard channel. There also has been this artwork on the gear shop for Blizzard. I think they look amazing. Really well done. Very nice. They're in two different formats. So I framed 17 by 33 is going for 200 US. And then the 6 by 14 art pack is going for 130 US. Also on the topic of Shadowlands, the collector's edition will be shipping out as early as October 13th. And to continue on the topic of, Shadowlands and the release and all that, there is another release date we do know, and that is the Castle Nathria raid and the PvP Season 1, the Mythic Season 1. So all that is gonna start on November 10th. So for Castle Nathria, this is a 10 boss raid, and the schedule for the unlocks here is that on November 10th, we will see normal and heroic open up. November 17th is when Mythic will open up, and for you guys that do LFR, Wing 1 will open up. December 1st is when Raid Finder Wing 2 will be in effect. December 15th will be Raid Finder Wing 3. And then the final wing for LFR for Castle Nathria will open up on January 5th. Okay, so the next piece of news is a new book that will be coming on April 14th, 2021. It is called The World of Warcraft Folk and Fairy Tales of Azeroth. And on the topic of books, there is another one. We all are probably pretty familiar with Christy Golden. She is, I would personally say, like the most popular WoW writer. And so she has another book coming in October 20th. So that one's coming up pretty soon. It is called Rise of the Horde and Lord of the Clans. Now, it does say this is an illustrated book, so I'm not totally sure if this is actually a novel or if it's just a book with pictures. And if that wasn't enough books for you, this is one that's actually been spotted to be already up on Amazon, but it's on the France Amazon. But it does say scheduled to release on July 14th of 2021. So quite a wait. Definitely not something coming soon. But it is called Grimoire of the Shadowlands and Beyond. And it seems to be written by Sean Copeland. Another thing worth noting as far as news goes is that the Dwarf Paladin ram mounts have received an update. So they have a new animation. This is it right here. Okay, guys, so that concludes this week's WoW Weekly with Myst. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope everyone is happy with the release date. I feel like it seemed a lot early. I was anticipating a November release date, which I've mentioned multiple times in my WoW Weeklies. So I was really surprised that we were getting in October. The release date that they gave for the Shadowlands release is what I was predicting for the pre-patch. And then I was thinking November for a release date for Shadowlands. Hopefully they're not rushing things, you know. And the thing is, I'm not totally understanding what feels like a rush, because if there's any time where people are not expecting you to rush, it's right now for two reasons. One, us as players want the best Shadowlands that can be. And two, COVID exists, right? No one is really expecting a rush from anyone in the world, really. So they could take all the time they want. I'm just going to do what I did with BFA, because BFA, I played both the alpha and the beta for BFA, and it sucked. I knew we were walking into a bad expansion when they released it, and I knew it was too early, and I just hoped for the best, and I'm going to do that same thing with Shadowlands. I hope for their sake that they feel like they're good to go, because 2 bad expansions in a row is going to kill them. You know, like I know it's been a running joke that nothing can kill WoW, but they've been dying a little more every expansion, and yeah, eventually something will kill them, and 2 expansions in a row could be that something. So that is all I have. Let me know what your thoughts are. You know, you happy with the release date? You happy with Hunter Tames? Let me know. Let me know what you're looking forward to in Shadowlands. And we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.